But football's become soft like our country has become soft.
And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
I'm going to drink a lot of Budweiser tonight, Tracy, and I promise you that.
Hello? You play to win the game.
I hate football!
They're like, Pat, how'd you punt so well today? I'm like, good question.
Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes? Yes, I did. So I packed it up and brought it back to the crib. Just a little something, show you how we live. Everybody want it, but it ain't that serious. That's that shit. So if you gon' do it just like this. Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes? You don't see just how wild the crowd is.
No, AJ and Pat, in a world filled with turmoil and social upheaval and protests and counter-protests, divisiveness, I just want the world to know that when it's saved, it was saved by the three of us right now on this podcast.
Amen. Amen.
AJ, you've played in the league. I don't want to get deep into this thing. I want to go at most ankle deep into a weekend of football that almost got ruined by fucking politics, which I despise. You're a player. How do you process this? What have you have done if this was happening when you were in the league?
Well, I don't know. It's got to the point now where I'm not sure what. So now are teams protesting Trump? Are they standing with Kaepernick or kneeling with Kaepernick? Where are we at now with the protest?
Your guess is as good as mine. I guess it's just Trump. I guess he just insulted everybody by calling them sons of bitches. So
well, I think
he just made it completely fashionable and acceptable to protest. I don't know.
I think it started out as a call for movement, call for action about the social injustices, which I think the First Amendment protects. We've talked about it on this show before, although I don't agree with it because I've been on USO tours and met guys, and I know people who have passed away in the military, and the casket draped with the American flag is one of the most emotional things on earth, so I could never, ever do it. But I honestly believe that in America, that's what the First Amendment's for. If you want to protest something, you can absolutely do that. And then now, after what Donald Trump did, it's become exactly what it always becomes. Anything Trump is for, everybody else is against. It's just the way it is, and that's exactly what happened with the national anthem. And I have no idea how it stops. I have no idea what happens moving forward. Hopefully a discussion happens and we just keep it moving, because I was at Lucas Oil Stadium. I got to hit the anvil, before the game. Big tradition that just started last week with the Colts. Just started. I'm the second guy to ever do it, Jerry.
I saw this, Pat. I saw that video. You did a great job. I was wondering what that is.
Thank you.
That hasn't been going on. Is that true? Okay, it started like last week.
Yeah, started last. It's tradition. AJ started last.
So
week.
Who got week one then?
Robert Mathis.
He's a coach though now.
Yeah, but Robert Mathis is Robert Mathis though.
He's amazing. Yeah. Well, you did a good job, man.
Thanks.
So you hit the anvil.
Yeah.
What does that have to do?
Well, Colts forged. So.
Okay, yeah, the Colts are like the sixth team in the league that has adopted forged as their own, which ironically enough, forged also means you forge something, like you steal it from somebody. I don't know.
Like you wrote bad checks, like Art Fleischer.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because you bang a horseshoe out on an anvil, right?
I think they need a bigger hammer. I told them that. As soon as they handed me the hammer, it was just like a same size hammer with a bigger head. I'm like, I think this should be like a more drawn out thing. Give me like a big old fucking lumberjack hammer thing,
I'm guessing that they gave Mathis the big sledgehammer, and then they gave you like a little ball peen.
No, because I did a follow up to see if this was a slight shot at me for the small hammer. Because I thought the same exact way you did. I did a little follow up. I said, Robert, did you get the same size hammer as me? And he was like, well, not at birth, but yes.
They're just going to drawer marked punter hammer.
Mm-hmm. But I was there. I was there, though. And right before the national anthem happens, guys on both teams kneel. I heard 63,000 people boo right before the national anthem, which it was fucking loud. It was like the entire crowd was just waiting for somebody to kneel. It was Browns fans that were there booing. It was Colts fans that were there booing. It was a full boo right before the national anthem. So I have no idea how this is a good look. I have no idea what's going to happen. I hope this moves our social injustices differences along. I hope a conversation happens, but I don't know how every single week you're going to get in. At least I would assume there's 5 to 10 stadiums that were just as loud as Lucas Oil was today, booing before the national anthem. It's a wild situation. It's a wild
I've got
situation.
A kid he's a corporal in the Marines right now. He's stationed in a place where a Bond villain is lobbing missiles over his head. He and his buddies don't give a tinker's damn what fucking Trump has to say. They don't really care about the protests. They're fighting for each other. They're fighting for the country. You know, if you want to protest, it's no skin off their backs. Trust me on that.
Well, that's the purpose, right? That's what they're fighting for, that particular right, so people can do that, so they don't have to live in a fucking weird. So it's such an interesting thing because middle America and most Americans who are booing for this see this as a complete disrespect to our country. Say, hey, this is our country. It's a great country. We love it. And then the people who are kneeling, they're like, hey, this country that you love so much isn't being as fair to us. And it's like there's no way either side will see the other person's opinion. It's kind of the polar world we live in right now. It's just there's no stopping it. There's no way to stop it. There's no way.
Don't you think that we could possibly get to the point where it's like college, to where both teams just stay in the locker room for the anthem?
AJ, your whole career, I was thinking about this today. I think every game I was a part of, there was a national anthem with like a big deal. It wasn't always like that, right? It wasn't always national anthem every single fucking game, right? Was there?
I don't know about in the league. I feel like in the league, maybe home games we came out, and the away game, well, it couldn't be that way. Maybe in college. In college, we were never there for the anthem. But in the NFL, I guess we were always out for the anthem, I think, but I'm not 100% on that. I'm really not. It always had to do with like TV and timing and everything.
Yeah.
If it's primetime game. So I'm not sure now that I think about it.
I was trying to think today. I was like, I don't know if there's always been an anthem at every. I was trying to think back to like my rookie year and second year, and I remember like when the anthem happened, it was like a big game, right? But that might have been me being young and thinking every game was a big game. But I only recall. I don't know. I have no idea how long it's been happening. I'm not sure. I think Jerry just left.
Uh-oh.
Did Jerry die right there?
Oh, uh-oh, Pat.
What if Jerry died?
Everything just froze up on my end. Did it happen to you guys too?
No, we just did
Obviously
10 minutes.
not. Jerry, that brought up a quick question. So I'm thankful you're not dead. Have you already written your eulogy? Because I would imagine you would have a great one for yourself.
For me? You know what? I've already decided it's going to be the weirdest obituary ever. I might have told this to you. When the second sentence out of everyone's mouth when I meet them is they talk about the teacher sex scandal blogs. And I think that's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, I don't know how that ever came to be, but if it's what I'm going to be known for, like, all right.
I guess I get that wrong. Your eulogy would be like what your son would get up and say when you probably have to be closed casket for you because it's going to be nasty. But that's what he'll read. But your obituary, that's what's going to go in the Boston Herald or whatever newspapers you guys have up there.
No, I'm gonna live forever. If losing 2 Super Bowls to the Giants didn't kill me, nothing's gonna.
Jerry, guess what, Jerry? You weren't on the team, right?
You know what? I was. It's easier for the guys who are on the team. I had my whole life planned out after Super Bowl 42. I knew exactly what I was going to be doing, what I was going to write about, how much I was going to throw it in people's faces. It was a setback. No, I don't know. I don't know what my obituary is going to look like. That's a process that you're supposed to. That's a creative writing exercise, right? You're supposed to do that in order to help set goals or something like that. Like
what?
Oh yeah. It's like a creative writing thing, like write your own obituary.
What?
It's a thing to get you to...
Who are you talking to? Is this that priest you take your kid to go see? Maybe there might be a little system. You write your own obituary, you guys telling you?
I do it, but I've heard of it. I've heard it as like a class writing exercise. Huh. Have you guys got yours done? I imagine, Pat, you're going to probably die somewhere with a S&M collar on or something.
I'm going to die soon. I mean, we know that. We all know that. I've had this quote going for the past couple of months, and it probably couldn't be more spot on. The good die young, Jerry, and I'm fucking great. And it means I'm going to die at a very early age. I know it. Everybody knows it. It's just the way it goes.
Pat, do you have brothers and sisters?
I have one older brother, yeah.
Is he similar to you?
Couldn't be a more polar opposite human than me. Couldn't be. I honestly do not believe there is a way for him to be more opposite of a human than I.
What is he, like a super buttoned up professional guy that's introvert?
No, he's an introvert for sure. He was in a death metal band at one point for a little bit as a drummer. Very nice guy. But boy, he's just he's very opposite of me. Very, very.
Well, you're a very nice guy, so it's not opposite.
What about you, AJ? you got family?
Yeah, I have 2 older brothers. I'm the youngest.
Really?
Athletes?
Yeah, I mean, my middle brother he was a quarterback. He played in college, played a little bit in the Arena 2 league, and then my oldest he played in high school. They both live in Ohio. They both do well. We're all like similar, but also different. But yeah, we're all pretty, I don't know. Yeah.
Fuck.
Not like polar opposite, no. So
I'm the youngest of 5, and
Wow.
none of the guys. Oh yeah, I got 3 older brothers and a sister. Every one of them is fucking funnier than I am. Every one of them's freaking
Obviously.
hilarious.
Yeah, but what are their
I-
opinions on sex? Like teachers having sex with students, though, do they have any relevant opinions on that? I didn't think so. I think you
It's
really.
kind of not a big family topic. No, no, it doesn't come up a lot. In fact, not a lot of my work ever does. My sister one time called me. I'm doing radio, drive time radio in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
The phone rings and it's my sister, and I think it's going to be an emergency, right? I'm in the middle of having a conversation live on the radio. I run out into the hallway as soon as we go on break. I go, "Hey, what's up?" And she goes, "Nothing. What are you doing?" I go, "What?" Like, I'm on the radio. She goes, "Oh, what hours are you on?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I've been doing this for a year and a half. Like, what? You have no idea about my life. She goes, "No." She just wanted to invite me to like a cookout or something.
Well,
They don't care. They're not impressed.
Jerry, I'm impressed by you.
Jerry, when you go to like your doctor checkups, which I assume are monthly now, what do you check when they say your profession? What do you write down?
Writer.
Writer. Okay.
It's writer now. Yeah. But usually the doctor tends to know.
So when they say company, they'll ask like the company that employs you. Who is that? Barstool?
That's it. Right.
Okay.
It's right there on the goddamn health card. It's unbelievable. I sit there and I go, I can't believe this is like an occupation. I mean, when I started with Dave, it was me, him, and 2 other guys, and he was delivering the papers every 2 weeks in a fucking Astro van.
Do we have any pictures of said Astrovan? Do you have any pictures of that Astrovan?
Oh, you can Google it. Oh, he used to take pictures of it all the time because he was always getting like the Denver boot put on it from all the parking tickets and stuff. And
What
like
a
the paper
legend.
wasn't even on like line. I'd have to go, if I didn't go into the city and get myself a copy of it, I would never see what the other guys had written or whatever. And now it's on my healthcare card. It's insane. And I was doing it for free for like
Brick
years.
by brick. Brick by brick, Jerry.
That's it.
You're a Renaissance man, Jerry. How about them Jaguars beating the Ravens, huh?
Listen, when I cut out, I mean, we were still talking about Trump. Should this be edited down and we pick up where we left off or what?
Who cares?
I don't know.
It's a podcast, Jerry. This is called a podcast. Therefore, if people don't want to listen, they can fast forward. They can click the Pat McAfee show. They can listen to whatever they want. So whatever the geniuses in India and New York want to do with it, they can. But, you know, this is what it is, man.
I just don't want there to be 45 minutes of us just bullshitting about how we're all going to die soon.
Thanks
Not
for making
you, not you, AJ.
AJ. Thanks for making my job a million times easier. I appreciate that.
That was Vibs from the clouds.
Looking out for it. Looking out for the young guns behind the scenes.
Young Guns. He's almost 30, this guy. He looks
That's
like
young.
he's 12, though.
All right, I'm gonna throw one thing in about Trump and then segue into other shit if that works for you guys.
Wait, lay it out for us, Jer.
I
Lay
want
out
to
your
hear
outline of
it.
the
I
show.
want to hear it.
All right. Guys, I'm fully convinced that we're a couple years away from America just being a Mad Max-like wasteland. Right? It's going to be a lawless country run by warlords and guys with mohawks and tattoos on their faces. I know I'm going to be kept alive just to be a blood donor for like the Warriors. All I ask in the time between now and then, just leave NFL Sunday alone. I just want the politicians to stop turning this into yet another thing that everybody can just go to goddamn social war over. You know what I mean? Can I just have that one day out of the week from September to February to just leave us the hell alone and fight over bills or I don't know, treaties or the economy or something? People are sick of this crap, and I just want that much peace and quiet, but I feel like I'm never going to get it now.
Amen.
It's gone too deep. It's too deep. We're too deep now, Jared. There's no coming back. So I don't know. Especially if so. I assume you guys saw where LeBron kind of went at Trump and called him a bum. Probably should, Jared. I know you're a grammatical genius. Probably should put a comma there because it sounded like he called Steph Curry a bum if you read it quickly. But I assume
you're going after the semantics of this. Yeah,
this is a shot in the dark. I'm guessing that Trump may tweet back at LeBron, and when that happens, it's all going to go even more downhill than it already has.
Oh, yeah, that's going to break the seventh seal, and Armageddon will be upon us. Like, two of the biggest a-holes on social media are going to go to war, and it's going to be the end of things.
I wonder if Trump will plan to attack him next year during the playoffs whenever he goes into 0 Braun 30 or whatever the fuck it is. That's a good idea. That'd be good thinking by Trump. Anyways, when do you think this Mad Max thing is happening? 2 years, 3 years?
I give us a couple years, yeah.
I got to get my survival kit together. I used to watch that show. That fucking the Doomsday Preppers. You ever watch that show?
Oh sure. Oh yeah.
I feel like
those guys are next level crazy paranoid. It's all ammos and canned goods, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm headed. I'm gonna go grow some beans too, I think. So you guys need to head to my house. We'll be ready to go whenever all hell breaks loose. I got you, Jerry.
Are you on a hill? You're easily defendable?
Yeah, we're up on top of the mountain. You know, in Indiana, there's a lot of mountains. That's kind of what Indiana is known for, is just being a very mountainous state. And we're at the top of the tallest hill in Indiana.
A lot of women there to help repopulate the earth after.
There's women in Indiana that'll have sex with you, Jerry. Yep, that will happen.
That's the difference between there and Massachusetts. Well, the one thing that has saved the NFL from all this politics is the actual NFL. Because this was, you guys don't have the experience I do at this. This was a phenomenal Sunday.
Great day. This is enjoyable as hell. This is what the NFL's been waiting for a few weeks.
I mean, hell, I'll go back even to Thursday's game, which was shaping up to be the worst football game in the history of prime time, was goddamn outstanding.
We had an entire trailer made here about how terrible the Thursday night football game was, and we didn't put it out because we thought the NFL was going to suspend our account because we were going after them. So we didn't even put it out, and thank God we didn't. That might have been the best Thursday night football game of all time. That was fucking awesome. The teams looked good. There was magical toe tapping happening on the sidelines. That was an awesome Thursday, which just kicked off into a great weekend of football. I mean, today there was it started in England. How do you watch that game? Do I have to have an app to what? Like, what happens? I woke up a little late. I drank 2 bottles of wine on Saturday night in an hour and 40 minutes. But, like, how do you watch that? On Amazon or some shit? What is it?
You've got me. And I was questioning my own manhood because I couldn't find it. And I go, you know what I mean? You don't want to be that person who has to Google how to find
I did,
show,
though. I fucking did.
Much less a football game. But to this minute, I have no idea where it was.
AJ, any fucking answer for us? Any big brains from Ohio State have any idea where that game was? I saw people were tweeting about it, so somebody was watching, and I had no idea where the hell it was.
No, I think everybody was probably in the same boat. They just didn't want to admit it. They were just checking the scores online. They probably maybe saw a few highlight clips. I think I saw when I opened up, if you looked at maybe NFL.com, I think like it was playing right on the main page, which I assume didn't Amazon bid on those Thursday games in London? Maybe, I don't know. How's that work?
I have no idea.
So maybe I could have watched it on Amazon Prime.
Viv says Viv's
it was on Yahoo. Yahoo.
What, like yahoo.com, Viv?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? I just go to yahoo.com?
Yep.
And it just pops up right there?
Yep.
Well, that's the future though, man. They're talking about possibly Amazon, Facebook, and people. They're gonna bid on these TV packages when they come up, and that could be the future, streaming these games.
Could Barstool technically buy one game, like a Thursday night game, to show just on Barstool Sports app, and then we get to call it ourselves? That's definitely what the future is, right? Different people can call it for their own websites.
I don't know
different packages.
But I don't know if they could do it's probably not on demand. Like you probably can't cherry pick one game, but I'm sure there's packages of games you can get. Like I know the Thursday games are a package. I don't know if all the London games are like a certain package from that Yahoo got. I'm not sure how that all works.
I assume Facebook's going to try to pick up some too. I assume Facebook's trying to dive into the whole world. They're trying to take over everything.
Facebook's doing college games. I'm an analyst for 3 Facebook games this year in college coming up here in the next couple months.
Oh, congrats.
Really? We got to get one on your dormant Instagram account.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, we should. Let's do it.
Facebook
0 pictures, 1 football game.
and he works for Facebook. Like I'll be very interested to see how many different Facebook pages start calling games because the Jacksonville Jaguars, it sounds as if they had one of their best games maybe in franchise history, and nobody had a fucking clue where it was. That's like the most Jacksonville Jaguars thing ever. Like they had the best game in history. Everybody's like, why? I didn't see shit. Good for them.
I want to, thank the Baltimore Ravens for not showing up because if I'm not going to see a game, it's great to know that by the time I'm not finding it, it was already like 37-0. And by the way, Jacksonville had one of the all-time great FU moves, up 37-0 in the third quarter. They had a fake punt. Oh, it was a total curb stop.
Now, you know why, though? You know why they do that? So now the next 8 weeks, the special teams coordinator from the other team has to prepare for that, and he can't rush the punt. So you can't rush. They have to sit back and wait. So that's all just getting shit on film. That's just 1,000% getting things on film. So I do not hate that at all. I actually respect it a lot, but I enjoy the fact that they were up 37-0 in the third quarter for the Jacks. Good for Blake Bortles, man. The guy's balding. He's had a rough go. Now he's winning. That flight home for Baltimore is a miserable mess, though. You're locked in a cage of misery from fucking Wembley all the way back to your hometown. It's no fun.
Yeah, but we've got an international crisis on our hands because England doesn't want to see that shit anymore. You know what I mean? It's bad enough that they get subjected to the Jaguars as much as they do, but a blowout like that where, Joe Flacco, he's thrown a pick 9 straight games. He went something like 10 postseason games in a row without throwing a pick, and now he's a machine.
I think there was a tie last year in London, or in England, a tie happened.
The Bengals had a tie.
So England has seen the Jaguars every year. They watch a tie, which is their type of thing, I guess. And then this happened. We have not given them many good games. I think the Rams and the Cardinals play over there at some point.
But the question is, do they care, or do they just want to be there for the pageantry?
It's
and
just America
the contact.
Yeah, it's just America sports. That's exactly what it is. It's like a festival of American sports. That's like when I was over there, the different jerseys. People had no idea. It's just American sports. A lot of people who live in Europe who are from America, they venture to it because it's like a piece of America. It's just a festival. It's 100% what it is.
And it must be great for them to see guys actually hit each other and then get back up. When you've been watching soccer your whole life, where if someone thinks an impure thought about you, you writhe on the ground for 12 minutes trying to grab a red card for him. Oh crap! I didn't even tell you, Pat. I got a buddy whose brother is in a pub in Dublin today. I tweeted this to you. He sends me a picture of him drinking with a guy wearing a Pat McAfee jersey.
Yeah, was that guy Irish wearing? I saw that tweet. Was that guy Irish wearing that jersey, or was he an American in it there?
I was doing a million things. I got to get more clarification on that. So
how about me though? Huh?
Listen, yeah,
guys?
I mean that's a level of fame that very few people are able to achieve.
Yeah, a drunk guy in Dublin. Yeah, that's a big deal for me. That's right on par for the course for my demo too. So I think maybe I should do a little Irish marketing. I think maybe Facebook geo-target some ads over there. I think I would really enjoy having a little following in Ireland. I appreciate that guy a lot.
You ought to get a piece of the action on overseas trades of Pat McAfee jerseys.
I'm trying to
put a
China.
tariff on there.
I made the RIPC a Japan song to try to make the Japanese people like me, and I actually did a full Facebook ad, like $300 ad to target Japan. And it backfired completely because they're like, that's not the Sea of Japan, you idiot. It's the East Sea. And I had to translate it in the because they just put their hieroglyphics up there. And I see translation on the Facebook thing. And they're like, this guy's moron. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, on CNN, they call it the Sea of Japan. So I'm trying to go international. I'm trying to get into China. I'm trying to get big in China because Jimmer Fredette's over there selling goddamn shoes by the millions. That Utah 3-point shooting monster, the Mormon monster, is just over there raking in cash. I'm trying, Jerry. I'm trying my best.
You ever tried to market yourself overseas, AJ? Try to market yourself, period, the way McAfee Industries has?
Absolutely not. I struggle with that. I don't know, man. That's just not my thing. It's not exactly my thing. The whole self-marketing, which I know you have to and you should, and I will. I do more now. I guess I'm more comfortable now than I was when I was younger. I understand the game. I just don't participate in many different facets of it. But Pat, that got me thinking. You should do stand up. You should do like a little European tour. I guarantee you, those dudes will love you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
Yeah, I feel like
was in
Japan
Ireland.
is your target audience.
Japan?
Because they're
Yeah.
they're into like weird things, like celebrities here that doing ads is beneath them, so they'll go to Japan and you know what I mean. Like if you're some distinguished intellectual, some fraud like Woody Allen, you'll go over there and sell like breakfast cereal and shit. You figure no one in America is gonna know.
And if we are in Japan right now, which is possible, shout out to all the troops over there who could potentially be listening. Like, know that I would do ads in Japan. Football season has begun, but it's not too late to get closer to the game you love with DraftKings 1 Week Fantasy Football. This Sunday, DraftKings is hosting a $100,000 contest that is totally free to enter. With DraftKings, there are many ways to play. Choose between public contests with big cash prizes or private contests where you can compete against a group of your friends. Talk shit to your friends. Call Jerry Oldballs. Call AJ... No, I don't know his ball situation. DraftKings always has beginner and casual contests where you'll play against similar skill level humans. And you'll never burn up the waiver wire trying to replace injured players because you get to pick a new team every week, Jerry. You like that?
Keep going. Yeah, keep going. No, I friggin' love DraftKings.
I thought you died again. I
don't want to slow your roll.
That's the beauty, though, of 1 week fantasy at DraftKings. No commitment.
And you're a commitment phobe.
Yeah, I am. I'm very committophobed. Very, very committophobed all through my body, entire body. So get to DraftKings.com now and use promo code HIKE to play a DraftKings free contest with $100,000 in total prizes. This Sunday, that's promo code HIKE to compare for your share of $100,000 in total prizes. The contest is totally free to enter. Why wouldn't you play? DraftKings, the game inside the game. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Shout out DraftKings sticking around another week. Appreciate that. $100,000 contest this Sunday, AJ. Go make some money. Go win. Go beat your friends. Similar skill level. Cash prizes. Let's go. Promo code HIKE. HIKE.
Fellas, before we take a deep dive into this weekend's games, I want to give out a game ball and a participation ribbon. Feel free to do the same. My game ball is going to the LA Rams, not just for winning, but for achieving scoregami, which is big with all the stat geeks. Scoregami, AJ, is when you win by a score that has never happened in an NFL game ever. 41-39 has never happened before for the Rams. It's the second time they did it this year. They beat Indy 46-9. Again, has never been achieved in the 90 whatever it is 2-year history of football.
Wow.
Also, the second time this year that they've scored 40 points, which brings me into my participation ribbon, goes to Jeff Fisher, who did that in 5 seasons with the Rams.
That guy.
We pretty much realized that Jeff Fisher was a total fraud.
Not good. Not good. But he was loved by his players, though. That's what they always said. He was not. But, boy, his teams didn't win much. They didn't win a lot of games.
No, he's a one-hit wonder. Like, if he was a band and you saw him in concert, you would just want him to talk about the 1999 Titans.
Yeah, you'd be
That's
like, Chickadee
they didn't
China,
win.
the
It's the only thing
Chinese
he ever
chicken.
did.
You get some drunk and your brain starts thinking. Watching X-Files with the lights on, without a maze on. That's
Chumbawamba.
That's a
No.
one-hit wonder, right? That's the Jeff
No.
Fisher of. It's a Jeff Fisher. That's a one-hit wonder, of them, right there.
No, you weren't singing Chumbawamba. You were singing
thumping.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes, you were. That's true. Good
I
job.
was?
Good call, Jared.
Yeah, Chumbawamba is Tub Thumper.
Yeah, that one. What I was just singing.
Down.
Oh,
Right.
that
No,
one.
Jeff Fisher is fastball, and the 99 Titans are the way. Like, if you saw fastball in concert, you just go, all right, just do the way, and then we'll all just get the fuck out of here.
Gotcha. My game ball goes to. You're gonna like this one. The Tennessee Titans offensive line. Did you see what happened today with Richard Sherman?
Oh, yes.
So this
Outstanding.
Taylor Lewin guy at Lewin. I don't know how to say his name.
Luan?
Luan.
Lewan, right?
Yeah, him. When the Nashville Predators were in the playoffs, he was throwing catfish and chugging beers shirtless in the crowd, and they had like a spotlight on him. And I'm like, this fucking guy is doing it. Spain, who's a West Virginia grad, he's on there. He was partying there too. I am a big fan of the Tennessee Titans offensive line. Today, Richard Sherman hit Marcus Mariota late on the Tennessee Titans sideline, and there was like Jarrell Casey got into it a little bit with him, and there was like a little standoff. But Taylor Lewan, Lewin?
It's whatever you say it is.
Anyways.
Seriously. If he pronounces it different than you say it, he's got to change.
I think Quentin Spain is the guy's name. He goes over and gets in Sherman's face, and then Taylor Lewan comes over with his helmet, and he starts motherfucking Sherman in this face-to-face combat thing that was so. And then after the game, he went back after him. After the game, he went back over to Richard Sherman to let him know. And I was like, I think this team's going to be good. If you're that tight of a team where Jarrell Casey is fighting another defensive player from another team because they hit the quarterback late and then you got everybody sprinting in, I think that team really likes each other. I think they could be really fucking good. Participation trophy goes to the ref in the Bills-Broncos game who called the fucking penalty on Von Miller for doing the old hand fake to Tyrod Taylor, then laughing about it and him calling a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Hey,
ref,
both
get
of them,
fucked.
both of them were laughing.
Both of them were laughing. Hey, ref, get fucked, ref. Get the fuck out of the way, ref. I hated that. I was so angry about it. So angry. I hate it.
Right. That is the kind of thing where you easily solve it by saying, okay, tell you what, that was cute. Do it again, though. And it's a penalty.
No,
and then
you don't say a word.
And everyone goes on with their lives.
No, you don't say a word. You're a ref. You go stand in your little fucking position and get ready for the next play. You don't say a word. Get out of the. What are you even? Shut the fuck up, ref. That's all I'm going to say.
And I'm saying if it bothers the ref, it wouldn't bother me at all.
It doesn't matter if it bothers. It's not against the rules, ref. You do not matter. Get out of the way. I hated it.
Trump was right. Trump was right. It's all about these guys wanting to make calls so their wives can see them on TV.
Get the son of a bitch off the field is what I'm saying when I'm watching him call that. It was just outrageous. That's all I got.
All right, my turn, I guess, for my Game Balls participation medals. Jerry, just for you. So, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of weird, great things that happened this week. And first off, I don't know how, even though we have a couple sponsors that are with the gambling sites, I don't understand how you can bet and win money on the NFL right now with the crazy stuff happening.
Teams are just showing up out of nowhere.
Like I mean, the Bengals were hung with the Packers until the last second, which no one would have thought going into this week. The Jets won. It's a weird world that we're living in.
Shut them
right
out, or they almost shut him out. They got a 6 points. The fucking Jay Cutler made that. He looked like he was having a rough day, but that Jets defense looked legit. Who was that? Kevin Green? Didn't he used to coach you guys?
Yeah, man. Kevin Green's the outside backers coach there now.
He was losing his mind. That defense looked unbelievable. I'm like, hey, motherfuckers, you guys are supposed to be tanking this year. What are you doing right now? You guys are supposed to be losing, and they look like a legit team today. The Jets looked like a real-ass team today.
Yeah, the Jets were good. That's not exactly my number one game ball, but I say just for you, Pat.
Yeah,
I did a little research. The Kansas City Chiefs in general, I love those guys. Kareem Hunt, that dude is legit as a rookie. Mm-hmm. Alex Smith, 2 touchdowns today, I know, but my game ball goes to old Dustin Colquitt, the punter.
Okay,
Kansas City Chiefs. Pat, five punts, 47-yard average with a 63 long. How about that?
Hey, not a bad day for the kid. I mean, I averaged 49 yards on the season last year, but I mean, I understand one big. But I think Colquitt.
It was the hang time. His hang time was legit.
Yeah, so Colquitt's from the Colquitt family of punting. You know, his brother Britton punts for the Browns. His dad punted. His uncle punted. His granddaddy punted. He was literally conceived to be a punter, and he's incredible. And he's one of the coolest dudes ever, too. The Colquitt brothers, whenever you play them, they always gave the opposing specialist like a cooler of beer. So like there's not like Shane Leckler did it. We did it for some people. The Colquitts did it. It's like a big, like massive respect thing. Like just like thank you so much. If it was like if you're the away team, so you get a cooler beer for your bus back to the plane. Like the other specialists would do that for us, and the Colquitts did that for us every single time. I'm a big fan of them. I'm a gigantic fan of the Colquitts.
Oh, I didn't know about that,
yeah.
man. That's a good little deal, especially since the NFL makes it illegal to drink on the buses or planes or locker rooms now.
Yeah, it's like, well, there was a real crackdown, so they had to start putting them in like garbage bags. So it was like turning into like these garbage. It was like we were like the Nucky Thompson or whatever from fucking Boardwalk Empire, you know, just specialists hustling booze to other specialists. It was a pretty cool little thing. So I'm a big I like what you did there for Colquitt. He deserves more credit.
Is that the only position where guys swap beers with each other?
I think quarterbacks do it too.
Linebackers do that?
No, I think there's some quarterbacks that do it too. Because when I was younger, there was a quarterback that played here that every once in a while, there's an opposing guy he was friends with or something, and we would have beer or his equipment manager or something like that. So quarterbacks, I think, would get it too anytime they asked for it or anything like that. It's just a cool little thing. It's like that's like real sportsmanship, I feel like. Hey, man, thanks for the fucking beer after the game. Yeah, I didn't do anything today, but I really appreciate that. I feel good. I'm going to chug this thing down.
That's like real old school sportsmanship. Like hockey guys, when the two goons fight each other. Oh, loser buys beer, eh? Okay. And they sit there and get themselves drinks afterwards.
Yeah, after I got arrested, Janikowski gave me a pack of cigarettes, too, so that was nice of him.
It was very nice of him.
Was it sealed before you smoked them? Because with Janikowski, I don't know if I trust what he puts in there.
Yikes.
Didn't he roofie himself?
Yeah, he got addicted to roofies. We don't talk about that. He likes to party. He did not give me cigarettes, actually. They did give me beer, though, him and Shane Leckler. They were so cool. Sebastian Janikowski is like a real ass Polish guy, right? That's what he is. He was addicted to roofies for a while, kicks the hell out of footballs. He's just like a cool motherfucker. And I go, first time meeting him, he has this big old fucking lipper in, right? And he's spitting. He goes, "How doing?" I was like, "Okay." He really has an accent. I'm like, "Good." I'm like, "Man, I'm a big fan of yours." He goes, "Thanks. You take heat off of me." It was after I got arrested, so I was like the drunk kicker instead of him. Now he's like, "You take heat off of me." I was like, "Man, I'm in this program. I'm getting tested 8 times a month." He said, "You got to do cruises." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, they can't follow you in the cruise. They can't test you." I was like, "Janikowski, that's genius." I was like, "That is genius, actually," because they were testing for alcohol after I got arrested, and they could call it any time. I got tested at 4 a.m. in Georgia after hunting for Bigfoot one time from a random fucking drug-free test sport guy down in Atlanta. I was like, this drug testing thing is business. They got going cruises. I'm like, genius, Sebastian. Genius that you figured out how to do this. So yeah, I started cruising down in the Caribbean. It was pretty. I was like, good luck, Goodell, catching me in all these fucking island hopping right now.
Okay, but it's easy for him to say he's living in the Bay Area. You know, you're living in Indiana. It's not like you can just hop down to the pier and go out and form your own sovereign nation because you're outside the
I think he was
3-mile line.
I think he was talking off season, but I'll tell you what, we have some big lakes here. You know, we have some good sized lakes so you can just cruise on, Jerry. A couple of days.
Yeah, but it's tough to get into international waters in Indiana. Believe me, if they could, I'd suggest just go buy your own island.
Hilarious.
Become the sovereign lord of there, and I want to live there because I bet it would just be pure hedonism.
I want to live. I do want to have my own island, and I want to create like an Olympic team. You know, of athletes like my friends. Like that's the goal, is to get as successful enough to buy my own island, make it my own country. I got to do what I got to do, and then enter the Olympics. Bang! All of a sudden, we're in the opening ceremony. My boy Todd is the gymnast with the flag thing, the dancing twirler. He's an Olympian all of a sudden, representing a new country we just found. That's the goal, Jerry. That's what we're
all the stupid obscure sports that no one really cares about. Like I think they have like darts in the Olympics.
I love darts. Excuse me. Let's not judge. They have speed walking. You should have talked about the speed walkers. Those guys who are absurd. If they put cornhole in the Olympics, I'm in, by the way. I cannot wait for that.
I want curling, because that's one that you can do while you're drinking a beer and smoking a cigar.
Have you ever done it?
No. I watch it, though. Every Winter Olympics, I become weirdly fixated on it, because they've got these, like, hot, like, MILFs, like, you know what I mean? Like, 40-year-old, like, Canadian chicks, and
there's usually numerous countries competing. Normally, it's not just Canadian chicks. Like the Canadian chicks are normally playing against like another country of chicks.
Sure, but they tend to be some of their hottest. Not figure skating hot, but just that next tier down. And extra credit for all being in their late 30s, early 40s. Check it out. It's in Korea coming up in February. You're gonna watch curling, and you're gonna say, goddamn, Thornton was right back in September.
Curling is ice cornhole, right?
No, you have to move a little bit. They have to go down and mop the ice like they're at the glide. There's not much activity, but they at least have to move. In cornhole, you legit stand in one spot.
Yeah, but you get it.
Okay, cool. Let me get to my medal, my stupid medal.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry.
Let me finish
Pat's sorry.
Let me wrap this up for Dad.
This is my
over
fault.
there,
Yeah, this is
for Dad Thornton. So my participation medal, actually, I had to call this one on myself. So I was in Baltimore this weekend, went on a local Baltimore radio show, called in Friday morning, and they asked me about the Ravens, and I told them, I tell you what, this Ravens defense looks amazing. I was like, they're showing signs of being like this 2000 Ravens D with Ray Lewis when they dominated the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And then they gave up 44 points to the Jags. So I give myself the participation medal. Sorry to all the local people there that got their hopes up a little bit. I guess that shows you what I know about that team and what I know about the NFL right now. Because there's who would have thought 44 to the What was the line there, Pat? I would assume you know the line on that Ravens Jags game.
Thanks for that. I don't know the actual over/under line. I had no idea they were even playing. But what was the point spread? The Ravens had to be favored by at least 6 or 7. I assume at that point, yeah. But I want to let you know, AJ, now that we do a NFL podcast together, you, me, and Old Balls here, every time you go on a radio station and fuck up, you're fucking up for all of us. You need to know that, AJ. So, like, when your analysis is off, like me, it reflects on Jerry and I. Like, when Jerry does a poor teacher sex scandal grade, like, it affects bad on all of us. And whenever I go on a show that doesn't have any sound and it looks bad for all of us. So I apologize for what I've done. But, AJ, we need you to get that type of shit right. That's what we need.
You're right. But I'm trying to. You got to appease the home crowd, though. I knew who was listening.
I like that.
So you got to pump them up a little bit, make them feel good about themselves.
Yep,
and then go give up 44 to the Jags. I'm saying the Ravens D is still legit. It was jet lag, something about the flight. Wembley, the grass looks terrible. It's not made for football. So let's just chalk that one up, and maybe the Ravens will bury that game ball like some of those terrible teams that have done in the past.
Yeah. I love when people do that. Oh, I love it. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to forget it forever. It's like a box of memories with an ex-girlfriend. We're just going to light it on fire. Unbelievable.
And to be fair, even the 2000 Ravens couldn't have been able to handle Mercedes Lewis and Blake Bortles today. Lewis had 3 touchdowns. You talk about what the line was on that. I'm guessing his over/under was -5. No disrespect to him, but
it sounded a lot like it. That sounded a lot like disrespect to him, I think, if I heard that right.
He's probably owned in 2% of fantasy teams in America, and he went out and lit up what you considered to be a really good defense and couldn't be stopped. And if it wasn't for Doug Marrone, letting up a little bit after that fake punt, he probably would have had 5. Guys, we could take every single game this weekend and throw it on the big, Price is Right Showcase Showdown wheel and spin it, and we're going to come up with one that had an insane ending. Not the least of which, Pat, I don't even think you saw it, but the end of the Detroit game.
I heard about it. Twitter blew up about it. I don't know. Golden Tate had a part of it. I don't know what happened. What happened?
Yeah, Golden Tate, he's ruled in with 8 seconds to go.
Touchdown.
Right, just one of those. Yeah, stretch it like the 1999 Super Bowl, like reaching across the goal line. They review it. They determine that his knee was down before he broke the plane, which didn't look like that to me on the replay or whatever. So they say not a touchdown, but because of rule, we have to run 10 seconds off the clock, and so the game is over. Now, this is in Detroit, who just thought that they beat the AFC champs, and now
double down.
All right, everyone get out of here.
See ya. Game over. Losers. Get the fuck out. That's what the ref said.
Right. Yeah. In my lifetime, I've never seen a game end even remotely that bizarrely. And we've seen some really crazy games in the last few years. The fake referees, the Hail Mary, the Fail Mary call, where one guy's ruling a touchdown, the other one's incomplete. But I've never seen a runoff of 10 seconds to end a game.
Why was it? Because there was a penalty? Why was there a 10-second runoff? Because
they stopped the clock to review it, but it's just a tackle, by rule. You know what I mean? They rule it as if he never got in the end zone. So they have to, by rule, run off 10 seconds to simulate what it would have taken for the Lions to get up to the line to run another play. I guess the game ended in a similar way a couple years ago where they didn't have this rule. So they just said, you know what? We can't just, like, I think in fairness, they should just line everybody up and go, okay, on a count of 3, you've got 8 seconds to get off a play. 1, 2, go! But they did it this way. It's insane.
Well, normally the ref would say, like, the play clock will begin on my whistle. There's 8 seconds left on the game clock. It will start on my whistle. It happened today in some game I was watching. There's a lot of referees. Now, I know this is my first season watching, but boy, referees, there's some interesting situations they get into that have so many different outcomes. Did you see the Chicago Bears blocked field goal against Boswell?
That's what I want to talk about.
Why was that not a touchback?
So, yeah, exactly. But so that dude, Marcus Cooper, was returning the blocked field goal all the way back for the Bears, and he got stripped at the 1-yard line. I mean, he basically stopped.
Idiot. He thought he was in the end zone. There's a paint in the end zone. Dude, there is paint in there.
Obviously, there's like no excuse. You hope that he's like just embarrassed, like, oh man, like you would hope. If he's not, I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
dilly.
So but if you saw that, so all of a sudden, the dude knocks it out, like the holder, punter, whoever knocks it out the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they give the ball to the Bears on the half-yard line, and the Steelers were in the locker room. All of a sudden they show them on camera running out of the locker room, coming back because they thought it was halftime, like it was over. It's going to be a safety or touchback or either one. And they said, no, whatever, illegal bat out of the back. We're going to give it on the half-yard line. After they kind of reviewed it, they run back out. And then, of course, the Bears have a false start, get backed up 5 yards, and they kick the field goal and go into halftime. They end up winning the game. So the Bears won, so it's not nearly as terrible as if they lost and the guy did that. But it was a weird situation where the whole team, like the Steelers weren't there. They showed them all sprinting out of the locker room to get down to make a goal line stand.
Weird. Just think about if that team loses in overtime to the Steelers right there. That guy's week it's a bad week. That guy is about to have one of the worst weeks maybe in NFL history. If they lose because of that, out of control, Jerry.
It should be like I'm not a mean-spirited man, but if you're a coach and what's the thing they always preach? This ball, the whole team's hopes to run in this ball, take care of it. And when you're running free into the end zone and I took it as he celebrated early. You're saying you thought he was in?
No.
I took it as like a Leon Lett thing.
I was wondering what the hell was happening. AJ, it looked like you could have been possibly practicing some fellatio. Then you pop back into the screen and you had a cigar lit all of a sudden. Just one of the most G moves I've ever seen in the history of anything.
No, this is like my little studio office deal, and I have a vent fan in the ceiling, so of course. Yeah, it's what happens. It helps me. It gives me energy, keeps me focused. I just enjoy it.
I like that a lot. I'll vape over here while you go ahead and blow that stove. Jerry, if you could maybe go smoke something. If you could find something to smoke, that'd be great.
I'm golfing tomorrow afternoon. Believe me, I'm going to be lighting one cigar with the lit end of the previous one. I just can't do it in the house. How does that vent fan work? I don't know how much time we should spend on this, but AJ, you're going to have to send me like the specs on that. I need one.
I have a whole system here. It's like an attic that we finished, and I have a vent fan up top, but then I cover there's a return vent, in your air conditioning, like in your system. I cover the return vent so the smoke doesn't go down throughout the house. And
this is outrageous. This is fucking outrageous.
Right here. So
I need that. I need a place I can smoke cigars indoors. I absolutely need that in the worst way, but I would never do it in the house unless I do.
It'll permeate your whole house. So no, I'm like a self-contained unit up here.
Yeah, you are. Survival kit up there. Your little ventilation fan, little stogie, little tattoo on the ring finger. Let's go, AJ Hawk.
AJ Hawk is living his best life.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought he was only living his best life in Columbus with his name on his license plate and like special parking spots everywhere in the city. But no,
I gotta cut you off. That's not I don't have my name or my number on my license plate.
You had your number on there.
But I didn't even know until you said, "Oh, I see you with the 50 on your license plate," and then I was like, "Oh, I do. It's not my license. It's not my car even, but yeah, there is a 50 on there."
Yeah. He's got his number on his license plate. He smokes cigars.
It doesn't say like 50 Hawk Attack or something. It's 50 Sigmund 5 Sippin 2 or whatever.
But he is a godlike figure out there, right?
Yes, he is. Yes. He walked through that frat house we're in the middle of, and people are all just like bowing down to the man, as they should. AJ Hawk, and now he's smoking a stogie in the middle of his house because he has a full ventilation system. AJ Hawk is an animal. He's a monster.
I do a lot of radio, Pat. You gotta keep yourself busy while you're doing radio.
Wow, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
You do.
And Pat. Speaking of places where Hawk is treated like the god that he is, Green Bay had an unbelievable ending today too, because Aaron Rodgers playing, relatively speaking, like crap. I mean, it's still good enough to make a Pro Bowl, but bad for Aaron Rodgers. So they're down 21-7, and they get the ball with, I think, 2:12 to go. Don't quote me on that. And he lit it the fuck up. I counted. He had 4 throws, including the game tying touchdown, right on the boundary. And he's better at that than anybody I've ever seen in my life. Now, here's the philosophical question: Is clutch a thing? Your sabermetrics guys and your stat geeks say no. Like Derek Jeter's numbers in the postseason are exactly like Derek Jeter's numbers in the regular season. Like guys that are good in clutch moments. I disagree. I think Rodgers is good all the time, but down a touchdown with the ball in his hands and 2 minutes to go, he elevates.
Yeah, he's so incredible. They gave the stat for his touchdown to interception ratio, and it's like 4.01, which is like the greatest of all time. He is just a monster, and I think clutch is a real thing but I think a lot of it depends on just the situation too. Like guys get put into a lot different situations than other people, and then it's like if something happens if you're like a real. Like the first quarter is just as important as the fourth quarter, like for a lot of positions, right? Or the first inning is just as important as the ninth inning. So it's an interesting dynamic. But if you have an Aaron Rodgers guy, just like Tom Brady, today, as a person watching that game, the Patriots, Texans, and the Green Bay game, there wasn't a doubt. Like in the mind, like, yeah, this is over. There's no chance. They have no chance. The Texans have 0 chance right now. It's not their fault. They've been through a lot this year, but they just have no fucking chance right now. And they knew it. We knew it. The whole world knew it. And same thing with Aaron Rodgers. That's just the way it goes. Some guys are just built like that.
We talked about it last week, I think, on the show, to where you feel like watching Aaron and Tom both. It's like it's just a matter of time before they turn it on and before they end the game. And I think we felt like that today, especially with the Green Bay game. There was 21-7 for a good amount. And then they got it to 21-14. You're thinking, okay, I'm sure the Bengals guys are getting a little nervous now. But then in that 2-minute drill type stuff, when Aaron's ever in that kind of situation, he absolutely thrives. So clutch, whatever you want to call it, I think just the game situations. It's like when a team all of a sudden sputters all day, and then they get in this 2-minute drill and they just start lighting it up. And people are saying, why don't they just do this 2-minute drill all game? Well, the game kind of dictates that. But I think when he has that tempo and that pace and he gets in a groove like that, it wasn't even a question. You're like, oh, yeah, it's over. They're going to win. No question.
Why does the game dictate that, by the way? There was a lot of times where, like, with luck, anytime we would run a hurry-up offense, we would move and we would score. And then there would be, like, numerous games straight where we wouldn't do it. I'm like, am I the only motherfucker that know? Why do some teams do it? Like, if somebody's so good in a 2-minute, why not run the hurry up? Because guys can't keep up with it? What is it?
I think it's that. Like, guys are also, when you're doing it at the end of the game, the defense is definitely worn down when you have 8, 10, 12 play drives.
D linemen are tired, right?
D linemen are trying to rotate out, but you can't rotate out DBs. You're not rotating corners out at that time. So, and a lot of times it dictates it to where the D coordinator is a lot more conservative towards the end of the game. In a 2-minute, like, all right, we got to hold him out of the end zone. Just keep everything in front of you. Try to tackle him inbounds.
Garbage yards.
And so you're not there's the windows are open, and Aaron makes those unbelievable throws on the sideline multiple times. I think it's a combination of both, like what schemes that they're going against, and teams do it. It's tough. I can imagine being the play caller as the defensive coordinator. It's tough, like knowing, okay, like how, like risk reward. Should we come after the guy because we know this guy's good enough and one throw he's gonna end this game, or should we try to take our chances, keep everybody in front of us, let them complete some balls, and hopefully one of our guys comes up with a big play, and usually it's either a guy like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers making the final play.
And they scheme that, right? Specifically in a situation like that. All right, defend the boundaries. Sidelines, we're going to play outside to in. and yet Rodgers, like I said, 4 of them into 4 different guys, and they were filthy. I mean, like toe tap, plays that nobody but the receiver were going to get. And so, again, is it just him being smarter than everybody, having a better arm, or does he just stay calm in a moment where, say, Cincy is panicking?
It's all of those things, but also what makes Aaron so great in those situations, he's so athletic and he can move. He was getting killed all day. I don't know how many times he got sacked.
Big hits.
But yeah, and he can buy time with his feet, and that, you know how tired a defense is when they're chasing. You're trying to cover a guy for 6-7 seconds. You have Jordy Nelson out there, a bunch of other studs, and they didn't even have Randall Cobb today. So yeah, it's a combination of all those to where it just sets up well to their skill set, and it's tough to keep that tempo the whole game. You see colleges trying to do that, run 100 plays in a game. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Chip Kelly tried to do that for a while. He had some success in Philly for a year or two, and then everybody kind of caught up to that tempo. So I don't know, but it's whatever it is, it may be that clutch thing to where those stud quarterbacks, like, it slows down for them. In their mind, the game is a lot slower than it is for all the other players on the field.
I couldn't even imagine trying to cover a guy for 6-7 seconds. I was just thinking about that. Because I had sex for like 2 minutes the other day, and I was fucking beat, worn out. It's over. See you later. Fun night. See you. Good night.
2 minutes?
Yeah, it was a good run.
I just,
it was a sprint.
1 minute, enough is enough.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll get there soon. Soon.
Yeah, no, I mean, it would. You're like, you're 18. You're trying to impress. No, at this point in your life, you just gotta take care of you.
Jerry, you getting a little help? Getting a little help from Viagra?
Oh, Dr. V. Dr. V.
Truth be told, I need whatever the opposite of it is.
See,
you know what I mean?
Oh, you're too hard. Too hard.
Yeah, it's just like, why do I need this? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to perform. Just trying to take care of me.
Walking around all day in his damp swim trunks, hipping forward, chasing the Irish Rose around. That's gotta be fun.
Soggy all day, ready to go. Attaboy.
Come on, babe. I'm almost done with my next blog. Let's go.
Hey, babe. There's another teacher that just fucked a kid. Hold on real quick.
Nah, you get one of those good teacher stories. You go, all right, 5 minutes, crank this one out. Now I got to get back to work, and you know what? That satisfies. You know what I mean? When this airs is my 24th wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations. Holy
Thanks.
hell.
And I'm happy. She's great. Believe me, I know I outkick my coverage. I have mirrors in the house. I know when I go somewhere with her, it looks like a fucking kidnapping in progress. We go to the store and people are checking their phones for Amber Alerts because they think she's in danger. I get it, but I don't need to try to impress anybody at this point.
I outkicked my coverage as well, so I respect that. But happy 24 years. That's a long time. AJ, how long have you been? 8 years, you said?
11.
Yikes.
I got married young, man. Yeah, you got to get lucky. My brother says it's the biggest decision you'll ever make. It's who you marry.
That's a big decision.
It's a big decision, Pat. Think about it.
A lot of thinking, I think I should think.
How long? I was surprised to. I feel like I know you pretty well now, Pat, but it's the first I'm hearing of your little lady. How long have you been in a committed relationship?
Well, thanks for listening to any of my shows or anything that I do, because
no
honestly,
problem. You're welcome.
Talk about it a lot. She loves animals. There's 4 creatures just running around my house at all time. I have a special needs dog that she bought. It was awesome. The dog just shits all over the house all the time. It's a marriage. It's a real marriage. We're just not there yet. We're both like 30. I've known her for like 7 years. We've been dating for over a year now. It's an interesting situation. She's beautiful, and I'm very lucky, but goddamn, that dumbass dog that's running around my house is tough to handle. That guy's tough.
But it's got to be weird for her now because you retired from football and you're 9 times as busy as you were before.
Yeah, she hated it. It was a tough transition there for a while. She did not enjoy the transition because I am so much more busy now, but I'm happier. So it's an interesting thing for her because I'm away more, but I'm happier. So she was balancing that all out. But yeah,
I don't want to seem like a dog hater because I love them. But if you're gonna get a dog, why get a special needs dog?
Hey,
you have a special needs child. You're gonna take care of it. It's your responsibility. You go out and actively seek a dog.
No. So my lady's friend enjoys gambling. Whenever she's drunk, and she was at an auction where they had a dog up for auction to raise money, and she felt like she was in a competition with the other person that was bidding for this dog as who loved animals more at the thing. She ends up paying $3,000 for this goddamn dog. Her husband finds out and goes, "What did you just do? You spent $3,000 on a dog? I don't even think we're allowed to have a dog in our house." So she calls all of her friends, Sam, my lady included, and goes, is anybody looking to possibly purchase a dog? We cannot have a dog that I unfortunately bought. So Sam goes, let me see if Pat's into this. So I hear this dog is a super dog, okay? I was told this dog was a super dog. Like what was the training, Vibs? Do you remember what the name of the training was? It was like, it was literally like...
I forget the name, but it was on they trained it on 5 surfaces.
They trained it on all terrains since like the 3rd day of its existence. It can listen to different voices. It's like Caesar the dog whisperer raised this dog since birth. Like he's a superhero dog. And
it's crypto. It's Superman's dog.
He was supposed to be
this thing is going to fly and bark when there's danger and everything?
Yep, absolutely. I thought that. Came with a certificate that he was specially trained since day 3 of his existence, like super dog. I'm like, I'm gonna put this motherfucker in that show, the Westminster thing. I'm gonna get this thing. I'm gonna show this dog, and I'm gonna win with it. And this is gonna be a hilarious story. I will definitely do this. We got the dog. That son of a bitch couldn't have been the dumb. He's the dumbest dog on earth. He didn't know his name for the first 8 months at my house. He didn't even know his name. Couldn't even pick up the basics, right? He picks up his toy and he drops it in the toilet. That's his move. And then he gets it. He's the dumbest dog on earth. So I finally sent him to a professional dog trainer. And the first time I sent him to a professional dog trainer for 2 weeks, he goes. And the dog comes back, and I have this list of commands that I have to talk to the dog. I have to be like, with me, with me. That's the only way he'll listen because that's what the dog trainer said. So I had to go through this whole foreign language of what I'm supposed to say. So the dog forgets it in a day at the house because I forget all the fucking commands. So I send him back into another school, like a 2-month, 3-month school. And the trainer calls and says, this is by far the dumbest dog we've ever had here. And I'm like, awesome. So he kept it for 3 months. Midas has come back home. He knows his name, but he still just is the dumbest dog on earth.
Does he have to wear a bicycle helmet everywhere? And licks the windows?
He does. He does lick the walls. He licks the walls. He licks the windows. He licks the ground. He literally he'll pick up his shit and try to eat it directly after shitting. He's the dumbest dog on earth. The most expensive, dumbest dog on earth in history. So that's my life in a nutshell. So I'm not married, but I have a dumb kid.
Yeah, that'd be a deal breaker, I think.
The dumb dog?
Right. If she's going to take on a dog that's not going to give you pleasure, not going to go out in the yard and play and do dog things and impress you with his genius
just
and his
be
ability
happy.
to
You're supposed to be my best
house.
friend. Yeah, you're supposed to be man's best friend. And I hate him.
What's his handicap? IBS?
What is that?
Irritable bowel syndrome?
I know. He's just dumb, man. He's just dumb.
Okay. Just slow.
He's a special needs dog for sure.
Gotcha,
He'll shit outside and he'll think he's done, and then as soon as he comes inside, he'll finish inside, like that, that type of shit. What are you doing, dog? How are you even created like this? But we are showing signs of improvement, so that's good news. That's my life in a nutshell.
It can't be any worse. I'm going to suggest maybe sexually you ought to save yourself for your second marriage.
What? What's that?
Yeah, sexually you might want to save yourself for your second marriage.
I don't think there will be a second one. I don't think there will be any way there's a second one. I think there will only be one, and it's going to last a long time. Until I die, because I'm going to die young. So it's going to happen here in the next 4 or 5 years. So
the only way to go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, trying to switch wives, trying to break up a marriage, it just sounds like so much work. Much stuff you have to keep track of, and you have to go get an apartment. It's just way easier to just be a guy who sits home all day writing blogs for Barstool and being home, not out, getting in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's my advice. All my advice to guys who are thinking about getting married is real simple. Don't be an asshole. It's as simple as that. And that goes for you too, honey. Just don't be assholes to each other. It's not that hard.
Don't marry a crazy person. That would be my advice.
What about
sometimes they'll rope-a-dope you, and they can put on a front, and then
what about a special needs dog though?
Special needs dog. So how old is this dog?
He's like a year old now. Right
now. Oh, so you got a lot of time before it goes.
Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing is pristine DNA, pristine genetics. He's going to live 45 years probably, this dog.
Oh, is it a purebred?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, that explains it. That explains it. I had a buddy who worked for a company that dealt in pet medicines or whatever. He said, your purebreds, they're crazy because they're all inbred. They're like the royal family.
Yikes.
You know, like for
That's my son.
eons, the royals in Britain have all just been breeding in among themselves, and that's why Americans are superior because we're mutts.
Unbelievable.
So we mix it up. So let that be a lesson to you. You should have checked with us.
Well,
Jerry, we're all inbred. Adam and Eve, right?
Adam and Eve, 7 billion people later. I think
So technically, we're all inbred.
I mean, it started with an apple, ended with a horse. You get it.
What?
I don't know. That's the Trojan War. That's wrong. That's a different
Got
story.
it. I got you, yeah.
It's a different story.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, you know what that reminds me of?
What does that remind you of, AJ Hawk?
BetDSI.
What?
Well,
You too, Pat. BetDSI.com. Guess what? They've been in business over 20 years.
Wow.
Paying tons and tons of winners. I'm guessing Pat makes a lot of great attempts on there, but he does not get paid off as a winner too much. But I'm sure you're turning it around. Just like that dog's looking better, your bets are probably looking better as we go.
Yeah,
right?
I'm learning as I go, and BetDSI is really the only place to go.
No question. A+ rated on sportsbook review sites.
4.0.
Use your sports knowledge to make some extra cash. It's easy to use. They have a mobile playing interface. You play, you win, get paid. You play again, you win, you get paid again, right?
Yeah, get paid, cuz. Stack checks. Stack
Cuz
checks.
I still cannot work cuz into my vernacular.
I think you'll get there. You did it kind of smooth there at the beginning, and I think you'll get there. Just throw one in, maybe.
I can't take myself serious like you do, though, when you use it.
Unbelievable, guys.
Yeah, well, BetDSI offers odds on everything football, including live betting, props as games are in action, everything they have on the site. BetDSI offers odds on pretty much everything else, too, including all major sports, politics, which is a hot topic, right, Jerry?
Oh, yeah. You can take bets on who's going to make the next tweet that's going to drive the entire world into fucking chaos and anarchy.
Oh.
That's right. They do have reality TV, pretty much everything you can get on there and make some kind of wager on. But if you go there and you use the promo code LACESOUT25, you get a $25 free wager just for registering. If you decide to deposit, you will get a 200% bonus match on your money. That sounds like a pretty solid deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Laces out 25, is that it?
That is it. Laces out 25. And believe it or not, fellas, I play there myself. And I recommend BetDSI. If you want to add a little excitement to the game you're watching, because we all know, and especially the more people I talk to that watch games, every single person that they have money on the game and they have fantasy players that everything is impacting. That's why that Red Zone channel that Pat doesn't like, because they don't show punts and kicks too much.
They showed a punt today because I have introduced a whole new aspect of football to the world. College Game Day started doing a special teams piece. Now Red Zone showing punts. I mean, this is just how things go. It's just the
You're
evolution.
a world changer, Pat McAfee.
That's what I am.
You're a world changer. And punters everywhere in the future are going to thank you.
I get a lot of text messages from current punters saying, hey, I'm going to do something tomorrow that you're really going to like. But if it's not good, don't show it. I was like, you got it. We're all in this together.
They say keep watching, cuz.
There, you did it right there. I was waiting for you to slip one in a proper fashion, and you just did it. You nailed it.
Yes, that's right. I slipped it in, but guess what? Once again, when you go to betdsi.com, you use promo code LACESOUT25. That's LACESOUT25, and you get a free $25 wager on the house and 200% extra bonus when you deposit. That's LACESOUT25 to get your free wager. So go there. Start winning today. Jerry Thornton, Pat McAfee. Jerry, I'm just happy you're not dead.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm not dead too.
There's bets on that. I bet somewhere. I bet
there's definitely death. People have death pools. The comedian Doug Stanhope has a famous death pool where people are in and they bet on the future deaths of different celebrities.
Yeah.
I tried to do a death pool at my old job before I went to the stool full time, and the people in the office thought I was a fucking ghoul. And the next day, somebody huge died. I think it was Michael Jackson died the following day, and I think maybe Farrah Fawcett the same day. Or something. I'm like, well, the Grim Reaper is still undefeated. Everybody, you know what I mean? It's still the death toll is still 100%.
All right, so in your death pool, are you drafting people you want that? Or are you all strategically who you think?
People that you think are close, right?
Yeah, but it'd be tough for me not to just draft the people I want to die. You know, like I'd be bad at that. I'd be not good.
Yeah, but if they're young and they're not going to die soon, then you're defeating the purpose. Unless you go and like kill them. I mean,
well, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You know.
Who would you like to die then, Pat?
I don't know. I was just trying to figure that out right now. I was
Ryan Grigson.
Yikes! I don't think I wish death upon him, but I'm happy the Colts beat the Browns today. Whenever I was in there hitting a goddamn anvil, Grigson works for the Browns. Let's not talk about it. That's a big L for him, and I like that.
What's he do for the Browns? What's his title?
A senior scout or something. I don't know. He's just collecting a check from the Colts and probably just working in their scouting department over there, if I had to guess. He is not a big fan of mine, though, and I don't like him much either.
That's shocking. I thought for sure you guys were boys now.
Yeah, you would think that we'd be besties, he and I. That guy stole from me. He fined me a couple of times for some bullshit. He literally just robbed from me.
Like what? Like what'd you get fined for? Missing weight, not having enough colonics?
Never late for anything. The colonics did not work out, but the mineral package that makes you shit did, so I got down there. I posted a picture from our equipment room. I was standing on a box, and I was holding an electrical outlet that was coming down from the ceiling, and it was like a microphone, like I was talking into a microphone.
Like a ring announcer?
Yeah, exactly. And I sent a tweet and an Instagram post at the WWE and just told them, like, I'm just waiting. Like, for you guys to give me a call to be the most electric human to come into the WWE in a long time. Like, I'm just waiting or whatever. And he called me into the office and told me that he thought he didn't know what the Jets were going to do with that. Maybe that would be inspiration for them. So that's conduct detrimental to the team, and he fined me for it. Yeah.
Do you think you would have fined Andrew Luck for that?
Absolutely not. Andrew.
Frank Gore. Right. You're the student that
Yeah.
the teacher just didn't like the humor.
Yeah, he told me
targeted you.
He told me he was going to find me an entire game check, AJ, because it was multiple offenses. Because I sent out the picture of Luck naked, obviously. So so he was right to find me for that one, and another one he fined me for. But he said he could find me an entire game check for that. He said that with a straight face, right to my face. I started laughing in his face. He's going to take an entire game check for that picture in the equipment room.
Gee, I can't imagine why you guys wouldn't be on friendly terms.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we wouldn't get along or whatever.
And the fact that you're sharing this with the most popular NFL podcast in the
On
land
earth.
and making him out to be the asshole that he is.
Well, I mean,
Hey,
it's a truth.
Pat, speaking of you tweeting out that naked picture, I don't know if you ever saw the clip. So when I was with the Bengals, we were playing an away game somewhere. NFL Network went live with Pac-Man Jones doing an interview with Pac-Man in the camera. I don't know why you would go live on any interview in the locker room. The camera was pointed. I saw when this was happening.
It was after
Barrel pointed right into where you walk into the showers.
Yeah.
So the whole live shot for like 4 minutes are just naked dudes walking to the shower. Whitworth, actually, I think he got a little upset about it. He was getting dressed in his locker, so there's just bare cakes right to the camera the whole time Pac-Man's getting interviewed. And I'm like, is there no producers in the booth somewhere telling us to cut away? Like, what are we doing? And they put it out there. And so I felt like there's no repercussions for them, though, but they're just literally putting out live naked shots of dudes going to the shower.
Yeah, you should not put naked photos of people from the locker room on the internet. This is what I learned. I was trending next to Vladimir Putin on CNN.com. Colts punter.
Did you know what you were doing?
No. It was supposed to be a picture of Adam Vinatieri doing an interview in a dress shirt and a towel. He was business on top, party on the bottom.
Yeah, I've seen it. How did Andrew react to that?
He was cool. He was really cool. He was like, "Can you see my my baby, mate? My penis?
My business?"
I said, "No, because the guy's hand is actually blocking it." He said, "Could you see my ass?" I was like, "No, the guy's forearm was blocking it." But he said, "A lot of thigh, Andrew. A lot of thigh, a lot of chest." He goes, "Oh, don't even worry about it." He was real cool about it. Real cool. He was like, "Just."
Is he coming back? By the way, when's he's throwing this week? They said.
Yeah, he said he's getting practicing this week. I'm not sure. Who knows what's going to happen there? I have no idea. Jacoby Brissett played well though.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't rush him back.
Jacoby Brissett. Luck is Andrew Luck, but who knows how healthy he is. But Brissett is a player, man. He was really, really good. He found T.Y. Hilton and started using him a little bit, which is good news for everybody. And then he scored a couple tutters by himself. It was good news for Colts fans.
Ran two through one. Is he? Are people believing in him now in India? I mean, I would think after watching Tolzien that you'd be like ready to build a statue to him.
So the crowd was not pleased with Scotty Tolzien's performances in the preseason. They were not pleased. Everywhere was just bashing Scotty Tolzien. Stephen Morris was the backup from Miami, and he's like a backup quarterback in the NFL. He would do okay in the fourth quarter of preseason games, which is like the third stringers. Right. He would do well. Everybody was calling for him, like we want him. He got in a little bit, nothing much happened, and then it got to cut time. And I think they had to really look at each, like in the front office, we need a quarterback bad. And Jacoby has been good. He's good, man. I really like the way he plays football.
There was a little rumblings about him in New England that he has like a long windup, and it's hard for him to get the ball out fast. But you know what? He throws a pea. I mean, it's this tight spiral. It's like a fidget spinner. And, for a guy that got there, 2.5, 3 weeks ago, the fact that he's winning games for you, period. I know it's Cleveland, but still, he can run.
But they lose that. If the Colts lose that game, this is a very awkward situation around here. It would be a hot situation at the Indianapolis Colts. I'm happy he went in there. I was at the game, and I got a chance to watch him. He was fun. He's a fun quarterback to watch. He's got a cannon. It's awesome.
You never know anything, but that's what I was talking about with the NFL right now. Who would have thought? So the Vikings have Case Keenum start a quarterback. He throws 3 touchdowns and goes for 369 yards. Who would have thought
out
that?
of nowhere?
Although they had his numbers against Tampa, for some reason he has this weird, like, just kind of chemical reaction to being around Tampa. Like his career record against him is 3-0. He's, I think, 5-11 the rest of his career. His passer rating is 128, and I want to say it's in like the mid-70s against the rest of the league. Go figure. There's no reason that makes sense because Tampa's got a good defense and McCoy is solid, and I'm totally on board with that secondary, and yet he rips them to shreds.
Maybe an ex-girlfriend or something lives in Tampa. Maybe it's like a coming home thing for him. Who knows?
Well, good. It's perfect move by the Vikings then. Put Case Keenum in, beat the Bucs, who are a good team, and then hopefully Sam Bradford comes back next week.
Bang! Sabermetrics working out for you right there. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that.
All right, let's hit around some of these games that we didn't get on. You mentioned the Patriots. Again, just like Aaron Rodgers, Brady was just under pressure the entire game because that's what Houston does. Like they've just got these elaborate schemes, and they've got personnel up the ass on the front of the line, and yet a couple of minutes to go, and he's facing a 3rd and I think 13 from his 22-yard line, and he hits Gronk, and you just said this game's over.
It's over.
And Brandon Cooks made a sick catch in the sidelines of the end zone, a little fade route. If people left that game, and I'm sure somebody did, they need to be publicly shunned in New England forever.
How would you do that? How would you publicly shun them, man? What would you do, Jerry?
Like Dwight Schrute just did in The Office, like shun. It's just shun, and I'm not
shun.
talking. If you want to say, you would just say unshun, and then he would just reshun.
So, Jared, have you shunned Mark Wahlberg?
Oh yeah, he had no business doing the pregame when they hung the banner. None.
Have they given up? Have they unshunned him yet?
What happened? What happened? What?
He left the Super Bowl when they were losing. Now, 2 years prior, he's on the field on all the NFL Films highlights, right in Brady's grill mix going, "You're the best ever. You're the best ever." Like just totally unctuously fanboying it. And then, 2 years later, your boy who's the best ever is behind, so you leave the stadium. And then he played the kid card. He said, "Oh, my kid was sick."
So Boston hates Mark Wahlberg right now?
Yep.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Boston, Marky Mark has lost Boston?
People who remember. I had some friends who forgot about it. When I was complaining after they lost the opener to Kansas City, like he was the guy that totally put the mush on them. Portnoy mentioned it. I mentioned it, but I think some people just have shorter memories.
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck about to blow up even harder because somebody's got to take every Boston movie, and Mark Wahlberg normally does.
Well, no,
it.
I think there's just too much Mark Wahlberg Boston out there, don't you think, Jerry? And since that was like the icing on the cake, there's videos or pictures of him leaving the Super Bowl early, and then how he's leading their opening weekend thing, whatever, and people just feel like it's almost like they're overexposed.
He was a good cop though in that movie.
In Patriots Day?
Yeah, he was a good cop.
Okay,
Mark
here's the
Wahlberg's a
thing.
good cop.
Everyone around here agrees his presence in that movie is what ruined the movie. Like, it's good. It should have been great for this reason, because I understand, like,
Boston
you're going to put...
hates Mark Wahlberg. I had no idea. I thought Wahlburgers were getting eaten all over the fucking town. I thought it was
Okay.
like, okay, New Kids on the Block. We got one of them. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. We got one of them. We got the Entourage show. We got all these movies. Bang, bang, bang. No way. We hate you. That's what Boston says?
No, I hate's too strong a word, but that Patriots Day, the cop he plays doesn't exist, which, okay, I get that's a fictional device. You can use that sometimes, a kind of with a composite character or whatever. But he just keeps showing up in every scene to save the day. There's a scene where he tells the FBI what the street looked like, what store was next to one store, right? Because the FBI doesn't have Google Street View.
So that
like,
didn't
we have
happen?
to bring in this cop.
Wait. So Mark Wahlberg didn't do that? That cop did not do that?
Did. Mark Wahlberg himself actually did, I'm sure.
So there's no cop that actually did that? I thought it was like the hero local cop. This guy was like, "Oh, I know that town. I know that area. I've been there like every day of my life." Bang, bang, bang. I thought we were telling story of fiction here or nonfiction.
Every other character in the movie existed except for the Mark Wahlberg character. They just dropped him in because the director also did Lone Survivor.
Pete Berg.
That's right, and he did that one on the oil rig that blows up. Basically, his whole career is to make a movie about recent history and make Mark Wahlberg the hero.
If you're Mark Wahlberg, you like that guy a lot, though, for sure. You know.
Oh hell yeah! Just you know what? I don't ask a lot. You can make a movie where your character is kind of shoehorned in. Just stick around for the Super Bowl. If you're gonna be Brady's pal, stick around.
Unbelievable. He was good in Ted too, by the way. Same with Tom Brady was also good in Ted too.
Oh, he's great in both Ted movies. Believe me, I'm not a total hater.
Yeah.
And the show Wahlburgers.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
They actually have a reality show about a burger place.
Yeah, Jenny McCarthy's in there now, though. She's dating the older one, the New Kids on the Block.
She married one of them.
There they are.
Donnie.
Donnie was in Ransom, a great Mel Gibson movie.
Oh.
Yep, and Saving Private Ryan. No, not Saving Private Ryan. Band of Brothers.
And Donnie is drama, right? In Entourage? That's who Donnie's supposed to be, drama, right? And drama is the best character on Entourage, so I think I like Donnie a lot. Have you ever seen Entourage, Old Balls?
Oh yeah. Yes, I have a thing called a television. Yeah, it's not just all friggin' Matlock and Murder, She Wrote at my house. I
didn't know. I mean, I wasn't sure. It's on me. I'm very sorry. Patriots win over the Texans, though. That was a heartbreaker. Absolute heartbreaker.
Yeah. And Deshaun Watson.
Good.
Like Dan Fouts said he's got the clutch gene. And he had 301 yards. I mean, the Patriots defense is a bit of a mess right now. I mean, they looked okay for times against New Orleans, but going into the game, the Texans as a team had 208 passing yards, which is lower than two teams that had only played one game. Yeah, and yet he came out and he found himself.
He's a rookie.
I like the kid.
That shit's going to happen. Rookie's going to learn. He's going to be shit some weeks, too. I mean, that's just what happens with rookie quarterbacks. It's just the way it goes.
Elsewhere where things went to shit. Giants at Eagles. Giants were getting annihilated.
61-yarder from the kid to win it.
Yes, exactly. A rookie.
Jake Elliott, he was in our office 3 weeks ago whenever he was on the Bengals, and he came in here. We chatted with him, a little quick chit-chat. Nice kid. How's it going? Traded Philadelphia. 2 weeks later, bang, 61-yarder to win it. How do you like me now? Definitely having sex tonight in Philadelphia somewhere with somebody. Good for him. He got carried off the fucking field in Philadelphia. That's like a Rudy moment.
Yeah, and the Laces Out account sent out a video from the team of his parents. The camera found them in the crowd. And now, okay, your kid is in his third professional game, and he bombs a 61-yarder that was good by a foot. A foot to the right and a foot above the crossbar, and crying real tears. Come on, folks, act like you've been there before. But
Jerry going after. It's the parents' dream too, Jerry. It's their dream too. That's a big moment. And
come on, like your kid never kicked a 61-yarder to win
to
a
win
game
it
before.
in the NFL. Stop being so soft. That's the pussification of America right there. Parents crying after that. What a bunch of losers. I was happy for the kid though. That's a big kick. He'll remember that forever.
Other big takeaway from this game: Odell Beckham took the game over at one point. They're being shut out. He had 2 touchdowns in like a minute 51 or something. The first one he gets flagged. Did you see what he got flagged for?
The piss thing?
Yeah, he crawled on all fours like a dog and then lifted his leg and pissed. So In this new world where you're allowed to do certain things, they're loosening up on that stuff. You can't pretend to defecate or pee.
Which is sad.
Doug Baldwin in the Super Bowl got flagged for pretending to shit out the football, which NBC didn't show us because America can't see a grown man pretending to poop a football will be scarred forever. But you also can't pretend to be a dog peeing. Mark that one down.
I've been very underwhelmed by the celebrations this year after the freedom to let people celebrate again. And then I've been very underimpressed. And then the dog piss thing happens. I'm like, okay, I like this. He's a little creativity here. Then he gets flagged for it. So I'm like, what is really happening? Is there anything really? I don't know.
A lot of them.
They're putting too much thought into it, I feel like, where they're trying to like gather everybody together. Okay, here we go. Let's work on this. Let's practice. And then nothing really happens. They like roll a ball like they're bowling and nobody falls down. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess let's go to the sideline.
Yeah, a lot of them involve rolling dice. And I guess they've had to lie to the league and say, oh, no, it's not like we're not playing craps. We're playing like Yahtzee or something. Who did it today? Stephon Diggs did it in the Tampa, Minnesota game. And like, why do you have to pretend that you're doing that? And by the way, put more thought into it. You have freedom now, freedom that your forebears didn't have. They were penalized for this stuff. So come up with something creative. At least Beckham was trying.
I enjoy a good craps game, by the way. On the plane. AJ, did you ever hop into any of those?
Craps?
Yeah.
No, we didn't have a whole lot of craps games going on.
Wow.
Really? I would think that'd be like
Green Bay
really.
Packers.
I've done it. I've
Caucasian
done it
team
on
in
like
history.
long road trips and crap. It's easy and it doesn't take a lot of thought.
What do you mean that we didn't have a lot? What'd you guys do? Did you guys
They play like card
patty
games.
cake?
There's card games, not craps.
What you play? Did you play Boo-Ray?
I never see. I grew up in the Midwest in Ohio, so I played euchre growing up. I don't know if you know what euchre is, Pat.
I know what euchre is, and I would
It's like-
take you
it's
and
like-
your partner straight to the fucking woodshed in that game. But
I'm sure you would.
Yeah,
But it's like people don't like what's euchre. It's spades without the whole deck, basically, and you name a trump.
Yep,
But
exactly.
I don't know. Jerry probably doesn't know what that is. East Coasters.
No,
It's a great game. I just learned it. I literally came to Indiana and learned it. Everybody in Indiana plays it. It's an incredible game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Did you play that? What's the day where you roll you use the little markers? I never played it. All the O linemen would get together and play it where you roll the dice, but then you move your little pieces on a little board.
Monopoly?
Wait, yeah.
Playing Monopoly.
You're talking backgammon?
Backgammon, yeah. Our linemen love backgammon. They would sit there. If they had a free 4 minutes in the locker room, they played backgammon. I never understood the game. I never cared to understand.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, poker, Texas Hold'em. That's it. Those are the only pure games, really.
Nobody's playing
never
Texas Hold'em on an airplane.
That's
though,
hard to
Jerry.
play on it. I mean, it's
right.
difficult to play.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna be the dealer. Like, who's gonna do? Oh, I guess you don't need
You
to.
passed
but
the dealer,
I think
AJ.
Hold'em's just not It blew up for a while. I feel like it's still big, but there was a time there, like when I was in
Chris
college.
Moneymaker. Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of Poker. ESPN took it. I loved it. It's the only reason why I made it to college is because of fucking. I love poker. I love cards. I'm a big card playing guy. But craps, that's definitely what Stephon Diggs is doing or whatever, and it's a beautiful game too. You can really make some good money in the craps. I love it.
Somehow they feel like the league is going to frown upon it being craps.
Right,
But
'cause
if you
can't-
roll some other type of die, I mean, if you say it's a 20-sided Dungeons and Dragon die, I guess that's okay. I don't know. The league is still figuring this out. I just know that when they had an absolute ban on it, it was ridiculous. And yet Beckham is still finding ways to get flagged. Like he almost can't get in the end zone without doing something stupid.
Well, he gets in there a lot, so he's got to have a lot of fucking celebrations. I mean, let's give the guy some credit. He's got to rack his brain for a new idea every week, at least a couple of them. So he's a monster, though. Absolute monster.
The Jets at Miami. Jets get off the schneid, which is bad for Jets fans. If they win one more game, Sam Darnold's just going to hire an agent. Like, okay, God, I dodged that bullet. Because there's going to be a 1-15 team in this league, and it may very well be the Giants.
I don't think so. I think every week is going to be so different. I think there's going to be a lot of littered. maybe 4-12s. I think there's going to be a lot of those. I think there's just going to be random wins for a lot of very young teams. I think that's just going to happen. I think the great teams are going to rise to the top here soon, and I think there's going to be a lot of shitty-ass, literate-ass teams across the bottom with 4-12 or 3-13 or 5-11. I mean, all those math equations.
It's going to be the same as it always is, to where the good teams that are always there in the playoffs, they understand what the regular season is. And the bad teams are like, oh, let's just find a way to possibly sneak into the playoffs or have a 500 record. When the good teams are like, all right, we could care less. Yeah, we're going to win our games, but we're not going to lose our mind if we lose 1 or 2 regular season games that we could have had. And you're going to carry guys off the field for winning regular season games. That's just not. They don't. I mean, I don't think
it was a kicker. That was a big moment.
More power to him. I love it. Good for him. I mean, if that was the Super Bowl, then I think that's a great thing to do.
I'll make an exception because it's a kid who's been is in his 3rd game. You know what I mean? And I'm the guy who didn't want to see anybody get Gatorade dumped on them in week 1. Wow. But in this case, you're happy for the kid. And 61 yards is pretty damn special for someone who's barely been in, seen a paycheck yet.
It's a dong shot. That's a dong shot.
Hey Pat, who's the kicker in Cincinnati now? It's all right.
Oh, Randy Bullock. Randy Bullock.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Randy Bullock's there now, yeah.
That dude he's not a small guy.
What do you mean by that?
He just looks like a big, beefy kicker.
He likes to party, I think.
Loose jersey. I loved it. I saw him line up there. I was like, all right, that's not Mike Nugent.
Yeah,
I know Nugent.
Nugent's not with the Giants, isn't he? I think he's with the Giants.
No, he was there in camp for a while, and he kicked well, but they kept their young guy.
Yeah, but Randy Bullock's the guy straight out of Houston. Randy Bullock. I love him. Old frat Randy. I never got a chance to really meet him. We played him, and he was always like, so I don't know if he was nervous or whatever. But then I met him in Cincinnati on a Thursday night game. I got a chance to chat with him. Really cool guy. I'm a big fan of old Randy Bullock. He's kicking the ball well, too, I think.
A lot of people are saying the problem with the Giants is the offensive line. Eric Flowers is being called the worst left tackle in football.
Yeah, that's a tough name.
Yeah. I guess somebody has to be, but that's that's a tough call. For me, their problem is it's McAdoo's hair.
Okay. Haircut.
He had that spot on kind of just on top of his head fro thing that he was doing. He decided to totally change his look and threw off all his mojo. You had a playoff team, and you decided to take the sidelines looking like a Chechen mobster. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he's going to go try to human traffic Liam Neeson's daughter or something. And I'm not saying he is, but that's the look. It's a terrible look, and it's destroyed his team.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he looks great, regardless of how their team's playing. His haircut's not going to bring any more offensive linemen there. Did you see Flowers? It's an uphill battle he's fighting. When I think after that Lions game where he kind of got exposed a little bit more, he came out and said, "Well, aside from 3 bad plays, I played pretty well."
All good. He said,
"Oh yeah,
it was all good," or something like that.
That's the rough thing. That's the life of an O lineman. You play amazing for 58 straight plays, and you give up 1 sack at the end of the game. That's all they know.
And the D end is a hero. The D end did his job because he beat the offensive lineman 1 time out of 70, and the offensive lineman is not worth a bag of shit because of it. What a life! We had a lot of our linemen played Pokemon Go. How would you have felt about that, AJ?
Are you serious?
I'll tell you what, there was a lot of conversations that I had where I was very mixed emotions. I was not the biggest fan of our O-line playing it, but they seemed to enjoy it. So you guys,
O-linemen are just weird in general.
They are.
How they run together. They all like just have their own language. But what was funny when that whole Pokemon Go deal got hot, I was reading something about people in New York were setting people up to like murder them or rob them, where they would like
the gangbangers were setting up the nerds. Like, come into this alley. Yeah, come get this big prize. Move. Yeah. And then Jack.
You got to thin the herd, man. Survival of the fittest. That was a great move by those criminals.
I one time was going home somewhere, saw a park over right on the coast in South Shore of Boston where I live. And anyway, 10:30 at night, and it's nothing but the glow of a good, I'm not exaggerating when I say 100 phones on a Friday night. And I'm like, you know what? I have zero problem with this. It's harmless. Everyone's having a good time. And this wasn't taking them away from running ultra marathons. You know what I mean? Like, this is a crowd that otherwise would be on the couch having no human interaction. So good for them. Where I had any problems with it is when they were having Pokestops at places like
what?
the Holocaust Museum.
Oh yeah, a Pokestop. A Pokestop.
Yeah, like places started to have to say, please show some respect. Like you shouldn't have to be told, don't go to like Auschwitz to look for Pikachu. Yeah, and when you had to do that.
Pikachu ain't in Auschwitz. That's what you're saying. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, if he is, just say I'm gonna live without him from now. I love you, Charmander, but it's one thing to find you at the mall or at a park. It's another thing to have like a veterans memorial cemetery. There was this Vietnam vet, a video chasing these like 21-year-olds off and just going, get out of here. There's a place you're supposed to be respecting the graves of these fallen. And the Pokemon fans started arguing with the guy. Like, you really think that's going to be a good look for you? You're going to be seen on camera going, hey, man. Oh, and they were camping out in the park. Key point there. They were setting up tents.
Yeah, Goku's there, though.
Yeah.
It's like when didn't Bieber signed the guest book at Anne Frank's little hideout, that he signed something like, oh, Anne would have definitely been a believer.
Yeah.
Yep, he absolutely did.
Now, listen.
And even though
in his fairness, I'm a believer, so I think.
Yeah. Are you a believer in his hipster pastor guy that took over his life?
Yeah. He was also being linked to some other people, too, that were making interesting decisions. That guy's like a cult leader over there. I like what he's doing, spreading the word of the Lord.
David Koresh Jr., isn't he? Allegedly.
Yeah, without the messy mass suicides, one would hope.
We don't know yet. We don't know. Time will tell, Jerry, with that guy. Time will tell.
I bet you can bet on that at Bet DSI, though.
Well, I think it's something we should think about.
Future cults. Games we didn't get to. Denver at Buffalo. We were calling Denver one of you guys called them the best team in football last week, I think, or number 2.
No. I don't think so, Jared.
No, I don't think so.
Go up to Buffalo. I'll tell you this. I'm not a huge running quarterback guy. I think there's a limit to how far they can take you, but I'm okay with Tyrod Taylor. I could live with him as a quarterback.
He made some plays. They gave him big money. It was last year, I think, and they had a full belief in him. And I think he's a hell of a player. He's got a good arm. He seems to be really well liked by all his teammates. I mean, him and Von Miller laughing. We talked about that earlier. Seems to be a great guy. And Bills Mafia deserves a good team. I mean, those folks go hard up there. In the fucking snow, they go hard up there. They deserve a good team, and I hope it happens. What a win for them today.
Did you see the video from their last game where they had like a kiddie pool filled with mayonnaise, and we're doing backflips into the mayonnaise?
Yeah, they go off. They do a lot of table tackling, which I like a lot. I like a good go through the table situation.
Well, Pat, I assume if you were playing in Buffalo, if you were still in the league before you retired, and they threw the old dildo at you, you would have a great response to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have picked that thing up and stroked it like a gentleman.
Would you have really?
Yeah.
What did they stop? Did Goodell stop that? Or are they taking them? They patting people down now?
I think the NFL is searching for dildos now. Yeah, I think that is something.
Okay, so do the mental math though, and say if they're searching for you and they don't find it, where do you think that thing was?
Oh, keystring. Put it up the booty. Yep, so it's not the armadillo like the one that I once owned at one point.
Would they throw a flag on you if they threw the dildo at you? You just bombed a punt to the 2-yard line and you took it out and you just sat on it.
What's that?
You heard me.
I don't think I heard you. What did you say I did to that?
I'm pretty sure you did hear me.
What did you say? I think you broke up. What did you? I bombed a punt to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they threw the dildo.
A dildo was on the field, and you said I did what to it?
You sat on it.
I just sat on it. Just right after that punt, I just went ahead and just keistered the old dildo.
Yeah, watch this. Check this magic trick out, guys.
I'm going to make this thing disappear, Houdini.
But you need that kind with the suction cup that you can slam on top of a table and keep it stationary.
Nah, Pat would have one of it. Vinatieri would have held it for him.
Oh, yikes. Now we're talking about a menage here at this point. Now we got the Bildo, Vinatieri,
is that old boy would have thrown the flag on you, old triplet.
Yeah. These boys around here are sitting on penises. That is a 15-yard unsportsmanlike, and to be honest, I don't even know what to say right now.
Now, son, I wouldn't have thrown the flag if you had played just the tip. But that thing went balls deep. I mean, that's 15 yards all day long.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have sat on it, AJ. I would have handled it like a gentleman. I would have absolutely.
Okay, all right, good. Well, yeah, I know we're winding down here, but the Sunday night game, the old Redskins beat the Raiders. That's Pat's team. You had to basically put the Raiders in the Super Bowl already.
The Redskins beat them?
27-10, man. They kind of manhandled them.
You know what, though? It's a long trip. And they were worried about the national anthem. There's a lot. They were in the D.C. area. There's a lot going on. They had no chance there. We all knew that.
This is true. This is very true.
They'll be back
Crazy
next week.
Crazy week. Bad teams winning, good teams losing. I think right now we go around here, we do who we think the best teams in the league are. I said Kansas City last week, and no one's going to have a parade for beating the Chargers, but I think I'm standing by that. You said at the top of the show, Kareem Hunt is a man.
He's a monster. Rookie, too. Just a game changer. Fucking game breaker. That guy's incredible. He's really good. I'm going to say, man, I was really hard, Bildo hard on those Raiders. I was pretty hard, and they lost that game. I got to go. I mean, the Packers lost to the fucking Falcons last week. But are we going with who we think is the best right now or at the end of the season?
Just right now.
Right now?
Power rankings through 3 weeks.
Fuck, I have no idea. I have no clue. I have no fucking clue what team. Kansas City. I like Kansas City a lot. I think everybody, they have to be the early favorite because they show up. They're going to show up. They're going to show up. That's just the only thing. Every other team, you have no idea if they're going to show up each week. You have no clue what's going to happen. So I guess I like the Kansas City. I'm on the Kansas City Chiefs train as well, pretty heavily. I think the Tennessee Titans are a good team too. And I'm a big fan of what they did. That fight for me was a big deal because if a team is coming together like that, I'm a big fan of that. I think that team's going to be good, but I guess I'm on the Chiefs train as well. All in. Good for Andy Reid.
Yeah, Jerry, I like the Chiefs. It's scary to pick them the rest of the season. Like you never know in the playoffs how they're going to.
The rules are right now, AJ.
Okay, cool. What are we on? First take? Like what are we doing here? But so it's impossible. The Patriots, of course, and I'm not, like I say, I'm not a Patriots ball washer, but they're legit no matter what. I think in the NFC, Falcons are great. I think the Packers are always there. I think the Lions are a sneaky good team. They very well could have beat the Falcons. And even the Vikings are a kind of under the radar type team. Who knows what's going to happen with Sam Bradford? So the NFC North in general is pretty good. I know the Bears beat the Steelers today. I'm not sold on the Bears being a playoff.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are the best team in football right now.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. What am I thinking?
We're doing that today,
Bortles.
right? Well, today's best, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Jags all day. If they stay in London and finish their season out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that doesn't translate because that's England and that's all metric system or whatever. You get them back in the States and then they just turn into the Jags all over again.
That's what it is.
Yeah, the Ravens were worried about Brexit and how that's going to play out, so I think they were kind of their mind was in a different place, no question.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, fellas, did we miss anything? Anything that we need to go over?
No challenge flags.
No. You can just keep criticizing.
Was that Boston? What was that, Boston? Was that Jerry Thornton or what?
I threw it out one day, like in just extemporaneously, and it just I touched a nerve with AJ Hawk.
Get him off your back. Get him off your back, Jerry. AJ, this
Jerry,
is a few weeks now.
Like Pat knows, you can only mess with the people that you're really close with.
Aww.
And that you feel are way too old.
Well, hey, I'm old. Everything's relative, man. You kidding me? These 18-year-old kids that Pat's getting geared up with at Ohio State a couple weeks back. I'm like, oh, that dude's super old. He wasn't born after the year 2000.
Hey, just so everybody knows, I did not get geared up with any kids at fucking Ohio State. I just found out.
What exactly is geared up? What is that?
You know what it means, AJ. You went to Ohio State.
Is it meth? Is it meth? What is it?
Meth. I don't think it's meth. No, I don't think that's like the big college thing is meth.
Then what is it? I'm not big into drug culture like you.
Was it Molly?
No, it wasn't.
Ooh.
No, it wasn't Molly, though. No, I don't think it was that drug.
What, roofies? What are you doing?
I don't think it was roofies either. I think it was cocaine, I believe. Cocaine.
Oh, that's real. Are you sure?
Colombian Bam Bam, geared up. Yeah, I believe it. I had to do some
Googling.
Googling.
Oh, okay.
Well, those kids are young, though, and we're old as shit to them, Jerry. That's what he's trying to say. Those kids who came in saying, let's get geared up, I had no idea. They were speaking another language to me. I was like, I don't know what that is, I don't think. Colombian Bam Bam. Oh, gotcha. Kenny Powers. Cool. We used to just say party. You want to go party? That was our lingo. That's the old days, though.
As a guy who's been dealing with that longer than you, here's my advice. You don't want to look stupid, and you don't want to look like too old to have fun. So you just play along and do whatever they give you.
It's worked for Jerry, hasn't it?
Jerry,
Yeah, I mean, seriously, here, snort this, smoke this. Here's a needle. Just sure, okay, right out of your realm, right into mine, because I don't want to look like I'm not.
I think if you were in that frat house, Jerry, even you would have said no to anything being offered at this place. That place was outrageous, absolutely outrageous.
Yeah. Say yes to chaperone young girls into parties that get in fights and get kicked out. Do whatever you got to do.
That's
right?
an old balls Jerry Thornton move. While he's married.
You gotta. Hey, you know what? I don't want to seem like a guy who's wearing a flip phone outside his jean shorts.
Jean shorts aren't bad. I wear jean shorts every day. I don't even know what that means.
My point made. Fellas, this was great. Great to deconstruct another an awesome weekend of football that even the President of the United States and social upheaval couldn't ruin. I hope we have another great week. It's going to be a great Thursday nighter, or it looks like it. You never know, but I can't wait to get back and do this in 7 days. How about you?
Guys, I can't wait to talk to you again. Dave Portnoy is going to be in Indianapolis in this office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So look forward to Barstool Radio from the Heartland office, and hopefully there'll be a couple teachers that have sex scandals this week so I can read Jerry Thornton's beautiful mind working. And AJ is on the radio from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. today on Sirius. The guy's a grinder. I'm very thankful to talk to you guys.
It's been fun, Jerry. Thank you again. You look great. You're not dead. We're super happy about that.
Super happy. We just talked about how happy we were about that.
Yeah, not yet, but I'm not buying green bananas just in case.
So Pat and I will write your obituary for you.
Yep.
Please be kind. All right, and leave out that thing about getting kicked out of the Barstool party.
Nope. I think that's paragraph A, I believe, is that one. Here's a man who once. That's where it starts.
There you go. He's AJ Hawk, at official AJ Hawk. He's